Hello everyone, and welcome back to another thrilling episode of Engines of Somewhere Wales. Last time we talked about the tender engine herself, Elmira. Today, however, we will be talking about one of the biggest engines on the Somewhere Wales Railway, and that engine is Garry. Before we get started, I'd like to address the fact that I am nearly at 900 subscribers. This is a massive milestone that I've been hoping to reach this year, and maybe like 19 subscribers later, I should be able to get there. However, 900 is not my main goal, as 1,000 subscribers is my main goal for this year. So, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Getting to 1,000 subscribers would be a dream of mine, and I would hold something very special for you guys if we do reach it by the end of this year. So yeah, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell to be reminded of any new videos I make. Anyway, enough of the intro, let's get on with the video. Garry is a massive K-class Garrett that was ordered by the Tasmanian Government Railway to tackle the massive grades and tight curves located on the Tasmanian Government Railway. Garry is the third engine of the class, making him the unofficial K-free Garrett. By the time Garry was completed, the Tasmanian Government Railway no longer required a third Garrett, and so Garry would be sold to the Somewhere Wales Railway during auction. Garry would be brought on to handle the large freight drags on the line and was the strongest of all the engines. Garry is a Garrett, meaning he has two powered trucks on each of his ends. Garry's full wheel configuration is an 040 plus 040T, meaning he has 0 front pilot wheels, 4 front driving wheels, 4 rear driving wheels, and no rear pony trucks. His total length is 32 feet, his height is about 10.75 feet, and his width is 8 feet. Garry weighs 37.5 tons and has a top speed of 35 studs per second, which is 22 to 24 miles per hour, with an operating speed of about 20 studs per second, which is 18 to 20 miles per hour. Garry has a tractive effort of 12,507 pounds per force and a horsepower rating of 800.5. Garry is equipped with a medium-sized brass whistle. Here are some samples of his voice. Garry would run on the line, pulling cargo up and down the line for quite a while. However, due to his age and high maintenance costs, he would be used less and less until he was taken out of service and scrapped. His remains would lay next to the Andreas shed until the railway's eventual closure. The whereabouts of his remains are unknown, but it is speculated some of them were sold to the Welsh Highland Railway to rebuild their own Garrett. A replica of Garry was planned for the preserve line and would have been completed in 2025. While sad, the original is most likely gone. At least he still lives on with the last surviving K1, and a replica is planned. Garry was originally built around mid to late 2018 before the game's release and would be released with the game. Garry was originally going to be rebuilt into a completely different looking locomotive with way more driving wheels and a front trunk, along with being renamed the Gareth the Goliath. However, this version ran awkwardly on the line in-game and was eventually scrapped. For a long time, Garry remained unchanged and ran along the line of the other engines. However, he would begin to fall apart due to Roblox updates, and it was feared he would be taken out. However, during the April 5th, 2022 update, Garry would be rebuilt slightly to run better, and a proper rebuild is planned for him. Overall, his life in-game has been quite uneventful until recently, and he'll continue to run the line for many years to come. Garry is based off the real Tasmanian Railway Government K1 and K2 class, which is currently owned by the Festiniog Railway and is planned for touring around the United Kingdom. The first Garretts were constructed in 1909 for the Tasmanian Government Railway and ran on the extremely steep and tight curves that existed on the line. The first two ran until the line closed in 1929, where K1's boiler was removed from the engine and sold to a sawmill, while the rest of K1 was refitted with K2's boiler and boiler cradle, and sold back to the Bayer Peacock Locomotive Works. The works would then close in 1966, and the engine would be sold to the Festiniog Railway. However, the engine was far too big for the line's loading gauge, and it would thus be sent to the National Railway Museum for display. It was eventually restored and is planned to be brought on tour around the United Kingdom. As for what Garry resembles, do I even have to say? Just look at them both. Pretty self-explanatory if you ask me. Well, that's the end of this episode of Engines of Somewhere Wales. Thank you all for watching, even if it was a shorter episode, considering there's not much to this Red K free. Anyway, join me next time as we talk about the new best friend, Gilbert. Thanks again, and I'll see you all later.